Great.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. Okay, everybody can see that? Okay, great. So my name is Lori. I'm the Executive Director of the Fort Wayne Center for Learning. This is a very brief presentation just to give you an overview of what we do. See how I can advance these. Okay. So who we are. We have been serving Northeast Indiana for 20 years, providing remedial education instruction to students that struggle learning in a typical classroom environment. So many of the kids that we work with have learning or processing disorders. We also work with a lot of kids that come to us without a diagnosis. So it's definitely not necessary that they have a diagnosis. It's just we specifically work with kids who have tried the special ed within their schools, have tried other things, and they're still struggling, and they need that one-on-one, super focused kind of instruction. That's what we do. So like I said, we offer everything that we do is one-on-one, and we help build that educational foundation in math, reading, and comprehension to help teach them what they need to know to be able to go forth and be successful academically for the rest of their life. That's the goal anyways. Like I said, a lot of what we do, we use the Socratic method, asking questions, helping to teach them how to find the answers on their own, helping to build those logic skills and things like that. So the programs we have a Seeing Stars, which is our reading program. It also teaches spelling. Our On Cloud 9 is our math program. Visualizing and verbalizing is our comprehension program. So this helps them strengthen their comprehension, both reading and listening. And then our AIM is our academic independence management. This is more geared towards middle school and high school students who are starting to get into where they have multiple classes, homework assignments coming from different teachers, and they have to learn how to be organized. So this program focuses a lot on time management, organization skills. We teach test taking, note taking, things like that. All of those non-academic skills that are still needed to be successful in school. And then we do offer tutoring as well. So the first three programs, the Seeing Stars, On Cloud 9, and Visualizing and Verbalizing, are our intense programs. So those typically we do 4 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week. A lot of times kids will have to get a modified school schedule to be able to do that with us, or we do it over the summer break to be able to help catch them up before the next school year. AIM and tutoring, those are usually done anywhere from 1 to maybe 2 to 3 hours a week after school. And like I said, everything is done one-on-one. So some of our results, these are based on our last fiscal year, which we do like a school year. So this was last 2022 to 2023. So overall, our students increased their reading scores by 99%. They increased their math scores by 112%, and their comprehension went up 124%. So we're getting really great results from these programs, and we have for 20 years. So how parents can get started, basically by going on our website and calling us, they can get a lot of information about our programs. And if they call us, we will ask a lot of questions about their student, how old they are, what they're struggling with, get a lot of background, if there has been a diagnosis, things like that. And then once we do that, we can schedule an assessment. We require every student to do an assessment with us. It's a 4-hour-long assessment. We use the Kaufman educational instruction, or the Kaufman assessment test. And we use that to be able to really create a comprehensive profile of their academic strengths and weaknesses. It allows us to really see specifically what they're struggling with, and allows us to have a few hours with them to make sure that they are in a good place to be able to learn with us. So after that, we do have a consultation with the parents where we go over the results of the assessment, tell them exactly what we saw, and we can make our recommendation based on that. And then we just schedule a start date. So in that consultation meeting, we'll also talk with parents about payment plans. They can apply for financial aid with us. We base our fees on a sliding scale based on their income and do as much as we can to reduce those fees. We also talk to them about the ESA and if they'll qualify for that and how they can get enrolled, things like that. We are also a provider through the Department of Child Services. And that is how you can contact us. I know my staff, Lois and Sammy, are also on this. If you guys have anything to add that I missed, feel free to chime in. Okay, I think that's all.
Great. Thank you for sharing, Lori. I think there should be a button if you can stop sharing your screen, Lori.
I'm trying to get it back to being big so I can do it.
I understand how that can be with 100 windows open. Sometimes it's a little hard to find it.
I can't figure out how to get it. I'm sorry.
Oh, here, I think I can do it for you.
Okay, great. Oh, perfect. There we go.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
So that was Lori with the Fort Wayne Center for Learning. Thank you again, Lori, for sharing. We'll move on to Katie with Aspire Music Therapy.
Just had this like gut feeling I was going to be next. What's that about? Let me, oh goodness, share my screen if I know how. I am a Google Meet kind of gal, so this is a little bit different. Okay, let's see. If I can't get it, I'll just talk. There we go. Sorry, I had to allow it to share my screen. Oh. Could somebody go before me? Because it's going to kick me out of the meeting so I can share my screen.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Nate with Brushfire, would you like to go next?
You bet.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Sam, for hosting this. It's good to be with you all. I don't have any slides, I'll just talk. And my name is Nate Braden. I'm the founder and CEO of Brushfire Education. The first thing to understand about us is that we offer direct instruction in the 3 R's, right? Reading, writing, and math. We come to you. So we would hold classes at usually at the Hilton Garden Inn or a local public library in Fort Wayne. We do small group direct instruction, so usually between 3 and 6 students, which we find is a good mix. It is a good way for students to interact. I think especially with the homeschool community, gives parents a break for 2 or 3 days to allow us to take over the wheel of education. And it also, I think, provides some good interaction for some of those homeschool students. But for everyone, I think the direct instruction methodology that we use, I think, is excellent. What that means is it's a call and response. So we will have all of our curriculum that is tailored to that. So, for example, with reading, we'll start with vocabulary and with exercises to specifically learn vocab words from a reading lesson plan that we have. And then we'll break it down for comprehension paragraph by paragraph. And then they'll go through and with the instructor's guidance, they will see the vocabulary in context. And then they will be able to match that up with certain main ideas and points in the reading between the paragraph that they're reading, that we have them read out loud, which is actually very helpful. So it kind of develops that internal monologue that we think not only helps for reading, but also for writing exercises and just for general learning and for comprehension. And then they'll answer questions in the study guide, and then in the end we'll have some games and activities to reinforce that. Then from there, that's our core that we have for our reading. Then we'll build the writing on the main idea, and it's just built around the simple declarative American sentence, as Hemingway called it. So we'll have an introduction, 3 points in the body, and then a conclusion of the writing exercise. And then as they're writing, we'll have the other students critique the grammar and punctuation. For math, we do kind of the same thing. And again, direct instruction is built on making sure that they have the basic facts. And I think a lot of parents that we work with are surprised at how at some of the gaps in the knowledge that their kids have that we can also identify and then fix pretty quickly. So math is a big one. And within about 5 minutes, we can tell if they have gaps in even simple multiplication tables, addition, subtraction, ratios is a big one, percentages. And then once you find those deficiencies, then we're pretty good at correcting those and then being able to move on to more complicated material like algebra and geometry. So that is what we do in a nutshell. And we send instructors out to you. It's all in person. So when you contact us, we will, usually it's for the youngest we've gone for our curriculum is 6th grade. So about 11 or 12 up to senior year in high school. And usually about 20 hours of instruction is our main block. We can have more if needed. But in those 20 hours, we usually get about an 80% increase in reading and math scores. So it's a pretty efficient way of doing business, and we've had a lot of success with that. So our website is, I'll just say it, it's brushfireusa.com. brushfireusa.com. That you can reach us, and you can take a look at the lesson plan, how they're structured. It's totally transparent. So if parents want to take a look and see what it is we teach and how we teach, by all means, we can give you a password and look around to your heart's content. And then we can perhaps set something up if you think this is a good fit for your students. So that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Nate. That was Nate with Brushfire. He had some great information there. So appreciate him taking some time to come speak with us today. Katie, are you ready to go now?
Let's try it.
Second time's a charm.
There we go. I had to give it permission to record and something. All right, let's see here. Is it showing my slideshow?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I am Katie with Aspire Music Therapy. I'm a board certified music therapist as well as the intake coordinator. So I get to do all this fun stuff. All right. So about Aspire Music Therapy, we are a music therapy private practice in Fort Wayne. We are serving Fort Wayne and surrounding areas, both in-home and at our clinic space. Our most important thing that we focus on is working with you, working with the families to best support you. It's important for us to provide creative and high quality personalized services. So what is music therapy? So music therapy is the use of music to support a therapeutic relationship. Goals are not music related, and they're used to help with physical, mental, and emotional areas of life. Music therapy is a hands-on experience, so clients are actively involved in the music making. It's a team effort. No music experience or skills are required for music therapy. So it's really for anybody who needs help in different areas of their life. All services are individualized. So we personalize everything from what kind of music is used, how clients participate, and what the goals are. This next slide here is list of goal examples. This is not a full comprehensive list. Goals and objectives can range very widely. So we have communication goals, social skills, academic skills, mental health, motor, independence, activities of daily living, things like that are all areas that we can work on. Since it is kind of hard to imagine like what music therapy is, I'm going to give some examples of client work that we do. So this first example here is an 8-year-old who struggles to know what to do with big emotions. So some things we might do include using a song that incorporates breathing techniques to help them calm down and regulate. We can use music, see how it sounds, to teach lyrics, to teach them about emotions and how to express emotions. The next example here is a 15-year-old who doesn't like to sing or share about mental health. So we might use music lyrics to identify thoughts and feelings instead of coming up with words on their own, which is sometimes really hard for them to do. An example of what we've done before is build a ukulele, learn how to play it, and then encourage them to use that at home when they're feeling sad or anxious, to use it as a coping skill. Here are some visual examples, because again, sometimes it's hard to quite understand the scope of music therapy. So this first one here to the left is a songwriting on insecurities used to the tune of Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift. So we're using a popular song that's really well known and allowing the client to put in words to it. Next one here is a musical game to identify emotions, and then creating a poem using song lyrics. Some more music examples. A 10-year-old with a communication device and limited verbal speech. So we can use songwriting to model and improve AAC communication. AAC just means the device. By adding their own words to a song. Using rhythm and visuals to support the use of speech within music. This next one here, 7-year-old who has trouble with reading skills, we can use songs and rhythm work to work on skills like rhyming, syllables, sight words, reading comprehension. Research shows that adding rhythm to music and different skills of life can really help improve reading skills. We might bring a book to a session, add some rhythm to it, and set a song to it. All right. This next one is just another visual. So right here, rhythm supplies and music books. This might look like what we bring into a session for the day. Wheels on the Bus songwriting, lyric scrambles for reading, visual prompts. In all sessions, we bring the instruments. And so you wouldn't have to bring anything to the sessions. What to expect? Usually we do weekly one-on-one sessions, 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the needs and interests of the client. Group work is great for social skills and building relationships if that's something you're interested in. If we see enough interest in a group, we can very easily just make a time and day for group work to support creativity, communication, support in all areas of life. Again, all instruments and supplies are provided for the sessions, and we can do these in home or clinic. So how to get started, reach out to us. The contact information is on the next slide. We'll get you scheduled for an intake meeting with me, do some brief paperwork, and then sometimes we can get services started in as soon as the week. So we want to get you in. We want to see you soon. Here is the contact information if you are interested in learning more about music therapy or are interested in Aspire Music Therapy to support you and your child. So that is all I have. If anybody has any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Thanks for sharing, Katie.
Yep, thank you.
That was super cool. The part about having a client build a ukulele, that was super cool. I would never thought about that.
Yeah.
So
We have tons of different ways to incorporate music into sessions, and our website has a lot of good materials too. So
that's awesome. Well, parents, if you're interested, reach out to Katie. We'll move forward now to Emily with ReSprout Therapy.
Okay, I am going to try to do something. Okay, can everybody see it okay? No?
No.
Oh no! Okay, huh.
There should be a button on the bottom
I
middle.
just put share screen. Let's see. Let me try again. Screen. Okay, hold on. Share. Can you see it now?
There we go.
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay, thank you. Really technology deprived. Okay. So my name is Emily Reynolds, and I am the owner of ReSprout Therapy. Let's see. Oh goodness. Okay, hold on. Can you see my whole screen? I'm not sure. Can you see this slide change?
No.
No. Oh, Terry. Okay, we might need a class about this before I present. Can you see my screen? No?
We can just see the first slide.
No. Okay. Can
Do you want me to have someone else go and you can try to figure it out?
When you
might
go
need to
down,
do
you might
a-
be able to go down to the arrow at the bottom. It says 1 of 17 and click on the arrow to the right of that. Maybe that'll advance
Okay.
it.
Can you see that at all?
No, it's
It's
still on
almost
the
like your screen's
Still on the
frozen.
first slide.
Okay. Yes. And can I come back? Can you come back to me? So sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Not at all. No problem.
Thank you. Stop share. Okay.
So next up, we'll do Allison with Mainstay Music Therapy.
All got me nervous that my screen's gonna have trouble sharing my screen. Let's see. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I am Allison Thomas. I am the owner of Mainstay Music Therapy here in Fort Wayne. We have two people here because Mainstay kind of offers two very separate services. So I will explain kind of one side of Mainstay, and then Shelly here will explain the other. I have been a music therapist here in Fort Wayne with Mainstay, my private practice, for about 13 years. And I also have a master's in business degree, so have a lot of different components kind of weaving through our company to be able to offer a widespread offering of services. So this is our clinic space here in Fort Wayne. We're off St. Joe Center Road. We do have therapists who provide services in client homes as well, but have a pretty big clinic space here for services to happen. We have a team of 17 music therapists who provide diverse range of expertise and different specialties available to meet client needs. With such a large team, I think it's really beneficial to clients because they can access therapists with different skill sets or different types of expertise catered a little more specifically to their needs and backgrounds as well, to have a more comprehensive approach to music therapy. Let's see, I'm going to change the screen. Can you see a different screen now? Sweet. Okay, we're set. So we have a team of 17 therapists. We are in-home or clinic setting. We focus on supporting individuals' needs and address them with a musical foundation. So our approaches are very client-centered. Our supportive plans are built around these needs that we identify in our assessment process. And we emphasize the importance of connection and relationship within what we do. We hope to be very strengths-driven in our therapy work and combine challenge and growth with the motivation and fun that the music environment can contribute to that. We utilize music really as a foundation for growth and the foundation for interaction to address non-musical goals. Which can be a really wide scope. We can do a lot of things in music therapy, which I think is one reason why it's challenging to describe what it is, because it looks very different depending on who we're working with. So obviously understanding who the client is very important in describing and kind of conceptualizing what the service looks like. So to kind of give some basis for that, as you looking through the lens of the individual you're looking to support, can kind of lean into one of these things that you might identify as being a need. So we can address academic skills within that musical environment. We can address communication skills in a lot of different ways, social skills, motor skills by the act of playing instruments. We can be very flexible in adapting instruments and instrument play to be accessible to the individual's level. So no need to know how to play music or understand musical concepts. We as music therapists are able to cater specifically to those types of things. And then we can address emotional skills and songwriting and leisure skills. So sessions might look like the therapist working with clients to express themselves by playing and writing songs. We might be supporting frustration, tolerance, and regulation by learning to play instruments. We might be addressing motor skills in various instrument play or engaging in social and communication-based musical interactions. So again, that music is really just kind of interweaved within our natural interactions and therapeutic goals that we have in sessions. We typically have sessions once a week. Again, here in our office space, these are pictures from our caseloads and work that we do here. Or we can be out in the community in client homes, agencies, facilities, and things like that. Our services typically happen once a week. And then we have documentation processes outside of that to kind of report back on progress and develop a treatment plan in connection with families. So that's a little bit about the music therapy side of Mainstay. I will let Shelly take over the next section.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about a different side of Mainstay. I'm Shelly. I'm our COO, and I've been a music therapist for 5 years. And then I'm also our assistive technology specialist as well, and want to talk to you about our AAC program, which is Augmentative and Alternative Communication. So this is a valuable tool for people who have a hard time communicating. Maybe they're non-speaking or have apraxia of speech. They may have selective mutism, or sometimes when we're overwhelmed or have really big emotions, we lose access to express ourselves clearly, or sometimes to express ourselves at all. And so AAC can come in and fill that need. So at the top there are different pictures of different types of communication systems, and I can work closely with families to help identify which communication system would be best for the individual that we're working with and supporting, or if they already have one, then I can help support the family in learning how to use it, how to program it, and things of that nature. My primary goal is to empower those individuals to express their wants, needs, and thoughts clearly. So this includes helping them communicate effectively with their tutors and teachers, ensuring that they have access to educational content and lessons. I also assist individuals in learning how to use the device and provide families with the tools to support their reading development. Sometimes that's a skill that gets lost when we introduce AAC, but is so crucial to the rest of their lives. So we don't want them to just be able to speak. We want them to be able to read, to be able to access their curriculum, to access math and science and all of those really crucial subjects. There are some specialized trainings that I've taken to help families learn how to support the individual in those ways. So a good way to reach out to us is you can go to our website and kind of check out the different programs that we have, learn more about our therapists, and then you can reach out via email or phone call to start our intake process.
Thanks for sharing, Shelly, correct? Right, Shelly?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I hadn't heard about AAC before, so that's very cool.
Yeah, it's not a widely known tool for people. So we're really working to spread awareness about it too, and spread awareness that it's not just for people who are non-speaking, but a wide variety of people can use it and benefit.
Awesome. Emily, are you ready to go now?
I'm gonna try it. I feel like I clicked the wrong button, so let me make sure. I'm gonna click. It's like hopefully share my whole screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, now let's go. Can you still see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so I am Emily Reynolds, and I am the owner of ReSprout Therapy. Did the screen change for you?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, good deal.
Mhm.
We're headed in the right direction. Okay, so just a little bit about myself. I am a pediatric occupational therapist. I have been for 17 years. I recently, in the past 12 years, minus this year, I've been a school-based OT. So I understand the struggles of students in a classroom. And so I was a school-based OT in public school system. And so this, I felt like I needed to do more and these kids needed more. So I became trained in Orton Gillingham. And then in 2020, I completed my post-grad program from the Institute of Neurophysiological Psychology. And so this is the majority of what I do in my private practice. I'm also trained in infant craniosacral therapy. So okay, so what do we do up here at ReSprout Therapy? Like I said, I primarily focus on reflex integration and vestibular rehab, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But I also offer traditional occupational therapy services and pediatric and infant craniosacral therapy. So reflex integration, what could you expect to see? So the improvements that I can tell parents that you will see is benefits and improvements in emotional regulation, sensory processing, ocular motor skills. So your vision, your eyes, following a line of print with reading and writing, that is a motor skill. Decrease anxiety and improve balance and coordination. Okay, so what are primitive reflexes? Babies, full-term healthy babies should be born with a set of primitive reflexes. And so these reflexes are there to kind of help us develop as we age. And so a lot of things that I'm concerned about, and I ask parents a lot about in the very beginning, is to make sure that this is a good fit for their child. And I want to know a lot about prenatal care. I want to know a lot about the birth itself and early infancy and toddlerhood. So you can kind of think about like the birth is a big deal. And if something did go awry during that time, even something such as like a C-section birth, or later on like kiddos who have frequent ear infections, like that's a very big deal in your development and of your vestibular development. So we ask all the questions, and these primitive reflexes, also you can kind of interchange that word with developmental milestones. So these reflexes are there for a certain time. They should integrate or disappear to further develop the brain onto like the higher level, as well as the body. And so if that doesn't happen, that's when it's kind of a domino effect in development. Okay, so how is ReSprout therapy different than other therapies? So a lot of other therapies, I kind of say, like, picture like a computer screen right here. They focus on the outside. They're going to focus on what the world sees and can be more skill-based, tutoring and, behavioral interventions and school performance. So ReSprout's a little different. I'm focusing more on the behind the scenes. So I want to know what's going on in this brain, what reflexes are still there that should have inhibited or gone away. And when we take this brain back through those developmental sequences, that's when we see improvements in tons of daily functions and academic performance and emotional regulation. They can now think before they respond, or I've seen huge improvements with anxiety. So some symptoms of neurodevelopmental delay, like I said before, emotional regulation deficits, anxiety, sensory seeking, sensory avoiding, which interfere with everyday life. Difficulty, like I said, reading and learning to read, or having these eyes follow a line of print and cross midline. Difficulty writing, or sometimes kids might have the answer up here and they can verbalize their answer all day long, but they cannot get it onto paper. Or sleep-wake cycle, auditory processing, attention, concentration, balance, coordination, and like I said, visual tracking. So the process is, I am, by the way, located in Portland, Indiana. So it's just a short drive from Fort Wayne. So the process is, you get on the website, or you can give me a call and fill out this children's questionnaire. It's a very detailed birth history. I want to know all of those things that happened, like I said, prenatally, birth, infancy, toddlerhood. So then we have scheduled an hour-long phone call, and we go over all of this together and kind of pull out information and kind of get a very good picture of this kid. So next we schedule the evaluation, and typically that's about 3 hours. It's I test tons of brain and body systems, and I really want to get to the root of this problem. You'll also get your exercise that day to begin. You'll start that day. And then typically, so how this program works is you're doing this exercise once a day, and primarily it's done at home. So you'll come to see me at first at 4 weeks. And then after that, the visits are once every 8 weeks. So it's definitely doable. I prefer to evaluate in person, but I can also offer virtual appointments if that's appropriate for the kiddo. So that is me. That is what I do. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, go to the website, email me, call me. I'd be happy to talk to you. Okay, now.
Thank you, Emily. That was very informative. Glad to have you here today.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, we have Dr. Jeanne Zaire with the MINDCAP Center.
Thank you. Good to be with you all. I've loved listening to all of you. It's been really good. And we're just one more program that actually fits in really well with what everyone else is doing. Okay. So the MINDCAP Center is only about 9 years old. We've had some nice, we're an employee benefit for Fort Wayne Metals, and we've had good support from Parkview. We're a bit like our rocket ship. So Carol Dweck, we use the growth mindset method. Why should we believe that a brain can learn how to think better? She gave us 30 years of good research on that. What happens to the brain when it changes is Marion Diamond's work in neuroplasticity, but the big rocket ship, the bulk of the work that we do is called the Feuerstein method, originated in Israel to help Holocaust survivors get their thinking back from the concentration camps. So these are our two rocket boosters, growth mindset and neuroplasticity, which we combine with the Feuerstein method. And of course, most of you are very aware of how dendrites grow when given challenge and novelty. If you've not explored the growth mindset model, it's a really good read. Highly recommend it because all of the work that you do depends upon parents and clients who believe that they can become and reach higher levels of human potential. So as I said, the program started in Israel, 40 countries. The founder was Reuven Feuerstein, and he was put in charge of teenagers found alive in the concentration camps. So I found the program 25 years ago, and it's been very instrumental in my life as an educator. That's my background. So we're working on neural rewiring to improve this long list. It could be just basic learning skills or decision making, or children that have had trauma, or kids that are constantly in a hijack state. And then basic developing executive functions just to be a better thinker, to work academically. We don't do a lot of tutoring in academic subjects. We can offer that, but the core of what we do is the 28 thinking skills that we teach. Our method is called mediation, becoming aware of my thinking and the good changes taking place. So it's very much about the process. School is good with the what to learn, but we've never been very good on the how to learn. And that's what we capitalize on. One of our programs is called Organization of Dots, where you have a model frame. And believe it or not, in every one of those frames, there is a perfect square that is congruent to the one in the model, and two right isosceles triangles. So the challenge comes in with trying to find those three shapes in every frame. And I bet some of you are working at it right now. Good job. There are 28 specific thinking skills. Reuven called them cognitive functions. And he put them in 3 phases. Input, how do I get information into our brain? Elaboration, what do I do with it now that I've got it? And then output, how do I tell others I know what I know? There's levels of training that I train all over the world. I've been to 12 different countries. So all of these levels of training take a full week. So it's a bit of a climb. So it's not an easy program to acquire right away, because it does take, just to get started, a whole week of training, but that is still doable. For our clients, we recommend 20 one-hour sessions, and we never know, that may or may not be enough. That could be daily or 2 to 3 times a week. Very powerful when children come for what we call an intensive or integrated week, where they come every day for several hours. And we serve not only the United States, so we have people coming from all over North America, Canada, Mexico. We've had people come from Lithuania, India, and we have a family coming from France in a few weeks. So we're the only place outside of Israel, which is now almost impossible to get to because of the war. So we have families coming from all over to get this program. We can start as young as 3, and we like to joke we could go to 103. Almost any cognitive challenge. Children that maybe haven't had a lot of resources in their home. This is Nick. He had a brain injury, and I met him 20 years after his brain injury, and we helped his short-term memory to come back. The Clarity Project we did with Cancer Services of Northeast Indiana. That little guy's name is Declan, and he had leukemia, and he is doing fabulous today. So this program helps clear brain fog. These are all clients that have had many, many different, as you can see, anything from vision and hearing issues, high IQ, but yet low achievement, trauma, brain injury, adults with depression. I heard one of you say, I think it was Lori, somebody else also said, don't need a diagnosis. So we're not looking for a label. We're just asking, tell us what your struggle is, and we want to help you. Maggie came to us between her sophomore and junior year, and her mother said, how do I put into words how profoundly the MINDCAP Center has changed Maggie's life? She's still 100% medication free 18 months after her initial MINDCAP experience. She did finish up her high school career, by the way, and she is a student now at Purdue Fort Wayne, majoring in elementary ed. She wants to help kids because she struggled clear through school. She was on medication for ADHD. She went off it after doing 30 hours with us. She came back for another session, a small group session for teen girls we did in the summer, and she's been medication free ever since. I have a podcast. If you'd like to listen in and learn more, I can help anyone. My newest fan is a 7-year-old who said, hey, Mom, I want to listen to that lady that talks about the brain again. So crack me up. I got a 7-year-old listening. To get started at MINDCAP, you can go to our website. And of course, there's a contact us form that you can fill in. And then we follow up with extensive interviews, making sure, again, that you're a good fit for us. We want to make sure that we think we can help you. So thank you for listening. And we're the MINDCAP Center.
Thanks, Dr. Zaire. That was very informative and some great success stories. And that the slides you showed with the shapes and the dots were giving me a run for my money. So maybe I should check out the MINDCAP Center as well.
Stop in.
All right. So next we have Courtney with Partners in Autism.
Hello. So like you said, my name's Courtney. I'm the managing director here at Partners in Autism, and I also have my elementary teaching license. So I manage our ABA transitional classroom, as well as our supportive pathways learning center, which is what I'm about to talk about a little bit. it is our main service that we utilize ESA funds for. And then throughout our other services, we have certain goals or steps within that program that we can utilize those as well. Okay, let me share this. Okay, I'm having the same issues as everybody else is. Let me type in this password and see if I can get it going. Okay, you might have to skip me. I need a password that I don't have. Or am I the last one?
No, we have Angela is the last one. So Angela, if you're ready to go, you can go, or we can give Courtney a few minutes to get set up as well.
Yeah, I have my, yeah, she can go. I'm gonna play with my screen really quick here.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay.
Hopefully I don't have the same problem. So we'll see here. Let's see. It says the same thing, granting permission. Oh, it's going to kick me out. It says I have to give it permission and it's going to quit and restart.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
if you want to do that real quick, we'll wait for you.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't technology great?
When it works.
Yeah.
Okay, has she jumped back on yet, or do you want me to go? I think I should be good now.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and go, she had to leave the room and I think do the same thing you did. So we'll just have you go, and then when she joins back, she can go last.
All right, let's see if it lets me go here. All
I can
right,
see your
can you
screen.
see that? Perfect. Okay, so like I said, our main service that utilizes the ESA funds is our Supported Pathways Learning Center. We have coined it as a supportive, neurodivergent, affirming environment. Did my slide change? All right, great. So what is our learning center like? It's a complete learning environment that provides quality, individualized, on-site, neurodivergent, affirming atmosphere. Students work with highly skilled team of autism experienced instructors to achieve academic success. So we have the selected curriculum that I choose for the families to enroll in, and then I oversee their progress throughout that whole process. We have a small group setting, and then we have direct student-centered support. So that would be like academic skills support on whatever they are working on, whatever grade level they're in. We just meet them where they are. So our instructors in there all have in-depth autism specific training. A lot of them are actually RBTs from our ABA department. So that's going to be registered behavior technicians that I then train myself with my license, and they become instructors for us. So how is our learning center unique? So the team is composed of instructors with the rich autism and behavior service background. We are dedicated to respecting the unique students with autism, which right now is the main base for our student base. We have different accommodations that are integrated throughout their day to support, sensory breaks, movement breaks, as many, if a task is really frustrating, they can just leave and come back and do something else. So It is the flexible scheduling that we allow, focus on the family need, the student need, and really what's best for them. Some students don't have a traditional schedule that they're even following in there each day. It's like you come in, you get your work done, and then you finish out your day. Schedules can be aversive if you know that you have a certain amount of tasks or a certain time you have to do something. So I can really make the environment unique in any way that each client needs. So how do students benefit? One of the ways that they benefit is quality curriculum and instruction. So again, I manage the curriculum, choose the curriculum, and then oversee it with my elementary teaching license. And we make sure that the curriculum that we choose reflects state standards as closely as possible. Even the supplemental materials, we ensure that they are getting everything that they need in their current grade level. The instructors are assigned a small group of students, and then as they need that one-on-one academic skills support, that's what we're able to provide while they're in that environment. The next way that students benefit is with professional support. So we have a skilled team to support both the student and their family from enrollment in our program to graduation. The team here is equipped to provide one-on-one support in multiple areas. So we bring together a rich background of education and autism specific services. The next way that a lot of times you wouldn't consider as a learning in something that you can find in a learning center are social skills. So a lot of the things saying one-on-one or small group environment, you're not going to get is a lot of the social skills. But for us, we create different activities where they can work in a small group on art activities, science activities, interacting with peers. We all have lunch together. Sensory breaks, movement breaks will sometimes happen as a small group as well. And the most important way that we are benefiting students in our Supported Pathways Learning Center is by having them feel respected, validated, and equipped. So students are being respected as the unique individuals that they come to us as. We value them because we do believe that neurodiversity is a benefit to society. It's not ever something that we want them to fit in any type of mold. We want them to utilize their full potential, and we're just here to support them with that. We provide a greater level of flexibility than a traditional school can. And that's a lot of the students we're getting to. They're coming from a one-on-one intensive medical therapy. They're trying school, special education, traditional education route, and it's just not working out. They still have barriers. It's just too complicated for them. So then we have our learning center that we can, again, make it anything that each individual student needs. And myself too, I was a behavior therapist when I first started at the company almost 8 years ago. I have my RBT, and then continuing my education with my teaching license. That's how we've created such a rich environment for these students. We had a lot of questions about what our calendar and schedule looks like in this environment. So we're open the traditional school year. So we open sometime in August, we close sometime in May. We meet the 180 school day typical standard with obviously holiday breaks and summer breaks. Students are typically in there about 5 hours a day, and our current hours are between 8 and 4. And then the schedule, it's like I've talked about, it's very, very, very flexible. Access to sensory breaks, movement breaks. It can be a part of their routine or something that they ask for as needed. And then we also have lunchtime and gross motor play built in, as well as the structured social activities. And then our other services that would be eligible for ESA funds. So we have the ABA transitional classroom. So in there, we're going to work on that academic skills support as needed. For ABA therapy, if you know anything about ABA therapy, it's an umbrella therapy. We can really work on anything that the individual client needs. A lot of those things look like daily living skills, social skills, communication, play, and self-regulation. For our PAC services, it is select goals within that program. So some of those are going to be daily living, meal prep, keeping appointments, self-care, household, or keeping up a household. And then in employment services, it's certain stages of that program. So it's going to be skills assessments for jobs, soft job skills, and then the beginning stages of employment. So on the job support. So with all of our services and utilizing ESA funds, we can really have support for all of the ages. So from, 5 years old to the, 18, or I believe it's 21, maybe I'm wrong on that now. We can really meet all of the ages throughout our different services. All right, there we go. Okay. And to contact us, we have our website, partnersinautism.com. And then we also have a Facebook page, and we share things on there regularly. We're going to talk about when they're eligible for ESA enrollment, and then when any of our programs or services have open enrollment periods.
Thank you, Courtney. All right. And last but not least, we have Angela Esselburn.
Okay. Sorry, my dog's barking there. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I feel very fortunate to be able to share this. This is my new experience here. I'm usually not home with my dog, so I'm sorry that they're kind of barking. I have them kind of crated here. But anyway, give me 1 second. Let me see here. Okay, so I am just going to be a tutor, so I don't have a company or anything like the rest of you. So I had a parent come and ask me if I was able to provide some of these services. So that's how I kind of got hooked up with the ESA. So I do provide services for her child. And so one of the things that I do is I have been teaching for 20 years. I have a master's in educational studies. I have a master's in educational leadership, and I've also been an instructional coach for 5 years. Most of this has all been done at the public school. My philosophy is that kind of Charlotte Mason is education is an atmosphere, a discipline, and a life. An atmosphere meaning that nothing is artificial. You're going to give children real things in the real world. They're going to have the discipline of good habits and self-control. And a life meaning that a varied and generous curriculum that speaks to the whole child. Some of the services that I provide is going to be reading, individualized reading, and individualized math, so tutoring in those areas. I do combine literature and poetry. And then I also like to do a lot of handicrafts and art, because I feel like that also helps the whole child, and it helps works a different part of the brain as well. And so these are just some of the pictures of some of the things that we've done. We've done a little bit of artwork here. We've done some cooking when we read a book in Italy, and then we kind of go ahead and do some hands-on on that. We're working on hand sewing this year. And then we've taken a couple of trips here and there, just like Solomon Farm, just to learn a little bit more about what we were doing during fall, and weaving and those kind of things. So it's kind of more working and seeing the whole child. So again, I do one-on-one tutoring. It's not a company. It is just me. So I'll meet you at the library. I can meet you at your home. And I am located in the northwest side of Fort Wayne, but I'm able to go ahead and travel and provide some of these services for your child. Thank you for the opportunity to share.
Thank you for being here and sharing, and don't feel bad that you're not a company, that you're just an individual. That's one of the great things about the program, is that specialized and talented individuals like yourself can be a part of the program and provide these services to the ESA students who really need it. So thank you, Angela, for being here. Okay. And with that, I will give some time if there are any parents on that want to ask a question. They can do so now, but I know we're over the 11 o'clock time limit, so don't want to keep you guys for too much longer. And yeah, I think everyone else in here, maybe besides one or two, are providers. So thank you guys for being here. I hope this was valuable. The session was recorded, so I know we didn't have a ton of parents in here, but what I'm going to do is put this on our YouTube and as well on our social medias, and I'm gonna do timestamps as well. So just the sections where you guys are talking, I'll put little codes. So if parents are interested, they can just click and, you know, just listen to the providers they're interested in or listen to the whole thing. So yeah, like I said, thank you guys for being here. I hope that you guys were all able to, you know, learn a little bit more about some of the other ESA providers, and hopefully this will be great for parents to be able to learn about providers in the Fort Wayne area as well. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end it, but thank you guys again so much, and hopefully we'll be able to do another one of these in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.